Hello, this is what I plan to do at the Smartboard workshop on Monday afternoon, but we had some technical difficulties, so I didn't do this. So I decided to make a custom video and show you what I really meant to show yesterday. Now, today is 3/23/10. This is one of my pages that I had used for the kids, and it was to show the process of inversion. I made a little thing and I turned it upside down because that was the concept I was trying to get across to them. This is a chart that I've used a lot because it has the names of the scale degrees, and it's important for the students to have these memorized. So this is a little personalized game that I have, and it helps them because they can reveal the answers. They come up one at a time and tell me certain names, and then they're covered up and they can practice the names. This rectangle up here is hiding the variations for when we get into a minor key. So I've got my different things that I can throw in to the answer box later on, but I don't want to deal with that now, so I just have it hidden. And I'll get rid of that circle. This is one of my graphic things. There's a special difficulty when the students name intervals that include both F and B, so I made a page just for those interval spellings. And then this was a test that the students had to take, so I just had it all written up so they'd know exactly what they were going to be tested on. I use this page a lot. I draw notes on the board, and then the kids have to mark where they are on the keyboard, and this is a keyboard I made with shapes, similar to making a diagram in Microsoft Word with just shapes and shading the shapes, and I've used it a lot. And I probably could have gotten one on the internet, but I wanted exactly this size. When the students were learning which sharps and flats are in all the different keys, we generated this picture in class, and it's a summary of the information that they really need to have memorized. I wanted them to see how it came, and it made a nice tree shape, so I put a tree trunk in the middle of it. And this is my little self-made game about finding keys. I have a little key finder. If there's one flat in the key, if it's the key of B flat circled by the oval, then it has the name of the key plus one more flat. That's the way you do all the flat keys. You find the name of the key. This is the key of G flat, and in the key of G flat there are 6 flats. In the sharp keys, how did I do this? Oh, there's the last sharp, and the red note indicates the name of the key. So if the last sharp is an F sharp, as it is right here, the name of the key is G. The red note would be sitting on the G space. If the last sharp is A sharp in the box, then the red note is sitting on the B line. It would be the key of B. So this is just a homemade key finder that I made for my classes. And here's a little graphic thing saying how you get the names of different keys. The first one says take the last sharp, go up a half step, just like the previous game. That gives you the name of the key. Down here in the flat keys, the next to last flat is the key name. And that was what I demonstrated just a second ago. Here are some charts for notes. I pulled the notes off of the gallery, and I did the divisions and the subdivisions, and the kids can grab different notes and fill them in. We did that when we were learning simple meter. And this was something for the students to learn about conducting the different meters and drawing the conducting patterns. In my Advanced Music 4 class, I have some things that I'd like to show you. There we go. And the first thing is my strongman picture. They learned the last 2 chords that they were going to use, the 6th chord, which is used a lot, on the 3 chord, which is hardly ever used. So I wanted to make it visual. So I've got the weak man being the 3 chord, hardly ever used, and that's the way it is in real life, so I wanted to do it in a graphic way. These are just pictures from the internet. Oh, this is slow. This is something that I used with my seniors, and this is when one of my seniors said, Mrs. Frampton, when you're working with this, when you're teaching this material, you have to circle the things you're talking about because it's a lot of words. The reason that I'm showing you the font size on this document, this line, this is 36 font. You don't want to go much smaller than that when you're showing something to the class, and if you have a long classroom, you want to go bigger than 36. I think I'll just do a demo of that. Font size for easy reading. You notice I'm putting big spaces between my words because I don't want run-on words. I'm touching right on the R because I want it to recognize my writing. Didn't do real well, so I double click and I'm going to throw a space in there so that, oh, how did I do that? Put the space there, delete that space. There we go. And then let's see how easy reading. Oh, I did real nicely on that. These are bigger than I just told you. This is 73. And if I want to make it even larger than that, I touch it. I touched it around the end, and I drag this little circle, and I can make it as big as I want it. Then I can bring it somewhere else. Let me do the same thing with this font size. I touch the little circle, drag it out big. Now, that should be readable in the back row. Font size for easy reading. The big one is 147. Very big. Can't fit a lot of words on here when you are in that large of a font size, but it's very readable. These are just some of the pages that I did for the students to drive a point home. These are important concepts that they use for several years, and so I try to make it visual. And I hope that they can bring back this information maybe in a visual way in addition to just words in their brain. And here's another one. This was a set of concepts that they learn, and I wanted it in a permanent form, so I made the charts. This is just shapes with shading. I've got them locked in place so that they don't go anywhere. This is one of my things that I use all the time, a homemade staff. Some more important information with highlights so that the important stuff will jump out at them. Here's some more important information, trying to make it readable. I put the arrow over here because I wanted to drive home the point that it has to go down, so I want the down arrow. And then these are 3 things that they are never supposed to include in their part writing. You can see a shadow here of this red sign, and I have it fading in. You do that on, well, actually, let me just show you how to do it. I'll make a circle, I'll click it, and I look at the last choice, which is properties. On properties, I want to animate this object. So I click object animation, and I want it to fade in. Now I can do it normal or fast or slow. Let's do this one fast. And when the object is clicked and repeats, I think I'll do 5 times. I've never tried that. So let's see what happens. You can see a shadow of it here. Let me click it. There, it's fading in. Whoa. 3, 4, 5 times. So it keeps on fading in, and what happens if I touch it, it's going to go 5 times again. A lot of fun things you can do if you click right around here. If you click there, that's when you start grabbing control of an object. Let me click. I'm going to click on over here on the D of second. I can't remember if I've done anything with that. Oh, I just get my circle. Oh, I've locked this whole section, so I can't really do anything with it unless I unlock it. Let's put an animation on these words. Easy enough for me to say, right? Oh, I'll skip that because I'm not getting what I want. So I'll just lock it back up so it stays where I want it. Well, that's a bunch of the tricks that I know. I hope this movie's not too long. Thanks. Bye-bye.